Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yet again we do have to talk about Battlegrounds and the rampant cheating in it. But this video, we're gonna approach it from a bit different angle. Because obviously we all know that modders are a massive problem in Battlegrounds. Majority at this point, I believe, or at the very least significant portion of top 100 players in the world do not appear to be doing it legitimately. Nobody in top 3, definitely. There's like one player last I checked who was a legitimate player in top 10. So it's obvious. Every single fool and idiot can see that there are all of these cheaters and they're getting away with it. And yesterday I matched the same person who was obviously cheating that I matched in Season 2. So even if he did get a ban, it was like a weak ban and he's back to what he was doing before. We have obviously the big account whose name shall not be named anymore, Raymond, who also got his ban, and he's back at it, playing the game, hopefully legitimately now. And all of that's happening, and obviously people are noticing. But if you go to community forum, there's no mention of it. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. Nobody's talking, not a single title in the first 2 pages. There's nothing about Battlegrounds and modders and things like that. Let's discuss the new meta, or, you know, is the sandbagging fixed? That's apparently an allowed subject. You know, there are posts about Battlegrounds, but nothing in regards of cheaters. And then, when you dig far enough, you find a post, for instance. Does anyone else feel like this? Like Battlegrounds so unfair? Kabam, the whole team really don't care about us at all. Is that it? When Kabam, it haven't be fair? No, blah 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 blah. And then we have Kabam, I care, whatever. There are about 14 other threads open about BGs. Yeah, but for instance, none of them about modders. Especially when here Kabam Jacks dislike the matchmaking. There's a thread here. Fair enough. We're allowed to talk about matchmaking. Mad about modders. There are a couple threads with details of the community team. Okay, let's go. And this thread is closed. So, you know, you get directed to a thread where you can discuss cheaters without being able to discuss it. So the real question to get to the bottom of this entire situation is, how come when somebody goes, and there are many examples like this is just one random comment that I grabbed from, I believe, yesterday's video. Post this screenshot of a current top, current top ranked player with only 5-star champions on the forum, and was warned within 10 minutes that my post violated rules and was taken down. If only Kabam was too quick as taking down the cheaters. This isn't exactly even a question of, you know, why it is against the TOS to post these profiles that everybody can see. Everybody can see who's in top. But it's more of a question is, why do people who notice that other people are cheating are the ones that are getting in trouble on Kabam forums, rather than the people who are actually cheating? Kabam clearly has demonstrated their ability to ban accounts like that. We have had streams where Brian Grant, I believe, got banned as a prank. I believe there were a couple of other content creators who were banned as a prank by a Kabam employee with a comedic timing at exact moment whenever they pleased. So it clearly doesn't take, you know, X amount of days of planning. It is one thing that developing software and, you know, figuring out better solutions how to automatically detect these cheaters takes time. I understand that. I 100% get it. And ultimately, that is something that Kabam has to work on, but they absolutely cannot abandon the situation meanwhile. At the same time, Kabam has definitely demonstrated that it is as easy as pressing a button to issue a ban for people who work there. The question here is, how come if you post something that Kabam finds against forum rules, like calling out a cheater who is obviously cheating, It would be another thing. It would be like maybe, suspicious. But if the first place in the world has 500 hero base rating account, it's obvious. There's not a single sane person in the world who will tell that it is potentially possible legitimately. It's obvious that this is cheater. And okay, I understand the fact that it is against TOS. Even if I disagree with it, I understand that Kabam has to perhaps take that post down, or they need to remove the picture, or whatever else. If that is how they decided they will handle this. We're not talking about that. We're talking about how come it takes 10 minutes to go after a player who is noticing that somebody is cheating in the game. And it takes weeks or months, or it never happened, to those people who are actually cheating. The people who are at top of the leaderboard now have been doing it for weeks. So that is the real question what we need to ask about. How come it takes 10 minutes to remove a post, issue a warning about the thread or something that's not allowed in forums? How come it takes weeks to deal with the most obvious and blatant cheaters in the game? You don't need an investigation for some of these things. Again, if that not everybody, not always, this will not work for every single instance. Obviously, there are also players with big accounts cheating. There are many times that somebody is cheating where it is hard to notice. But the question right now is about the obvious ones. When you go in Battlegrounds, just the obvious ones. Go to the top spot. 600 hero base rating. There's no way this player's personal legit. It's obvious he's up there unfairly. How come he's still there? If a forum thread can be taken down in mere minutes, if Kabam has demonstrated their ability to issue in-game bans in mere minutes with a comedic timing or for shits and giggles, how hard it is to take a look at the very bare minimum, top of your own bloody leaderboards, whilst you are working on auto-detection software. And again, I'm not saying that is all they have to do. I'm not saying that would be good enough. There are lots of modders who are hiding within the middle ranks or whatever else. But at the very least, because the top of the leaderboard, kind of like the face of the battlegrounds, how they are not embarrassed themselves with what they are doing here. And obviously, other issues in game are not even mentioned. Takes them 10 minutes to slap out all their warnings, close the threads, delete the posts, everything on forum. Because you noticed that somebody is obviously cheating. And again, fair enough, that is your policy. I disagree with it, the policy that they have on the forums, but okay. The question here is about efficiency and time. How come it's so much easier to do that? Than actual, instead of closing down that post on the forums, that same Kabam employee would go to the game and ban that person. Wouldn't that be time better spent? It would probably take just the same amount of time than it would for you to write up a warning and, delete a post and whatnot. So the question here is about priorities. Why is it more important for Kabam employees to close down discussion about all the people cheating than it is for them to actually deal with the people that are cheating? That is the one question I want Kabam to answer. Like, legitimately. Like, every time I'm going to see a Kabam employee, or every time, somebody's going to tweet something, I'm just going to ask the one question. How come they prioritize closing down threads and punishing the players that notice when other people are cheating, rather than actually punishing the cheaters instead? Can anybody reasonably explain that? Because one thing's happening within minutes. 10 minutes, your post is down. In game, cheat? Next week maybe. Somebody please make sense to me. That is it for now. Hope you guys have a better idea of it. Let me know your theories. I'm very, very interested to hear. Why is Kabam so much more efficient, so much faster, closing threads down that talk, discuss, and point out obvious cheaters in the game, and than they are with actually dealing with the cheaters? And how come that noticing a player that's obviously cheating, according to Kabam, is, you know, higher priority offense than actually when people are cheating? Quite interesting. See you later, guys. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next